If you can't handle analyzing a losing trade, you will never be profitable. I took 2 losses last week using my normal liquidity supply and demand setup, and most traders would hide these. The reason I'm showing them to you is because these losses weren't mistakes. They were just data. The market doesn't give profits for free. No business model has 100% margins, so treat losses like an expense. I paid a fee this week, and I'm going to show you what me and the VIPs found to improve trades in the future. Let's get straight into it. So coming straight onto crude oil here, as you can see, we did in fact get the directional bias correct. We were in favor for buy, so we wanted to go upwards, and we went on to break this high before we even broke any lows. And there is going to be one main factor for this, which I'm going to get into, but just some confirmation that we did have a fantastic read on the markets is great to see. So let's go back to entry and see what I saw going into the markets. Now, price action really could be clearer here. Like I said, we did have a good read, but this is definitely not A+ market conditions. If we look, we're not going really upwards or really downwards right now. We're just kind of drifting to the right. But what I kept seeing was failures to break the lows. If we look here, this is the lowest low on our screen. Afterwards, we did get a triple tap off of a resistance. Whereas if we were to instead look at the highs, we are consistently breaking closer highs. As you can see, this is a higher high just here. This is a high high just here, also breaking highs over to the left, which is just very convincing to see. Now, some of you may be concerned about this kind of supply that we're rejecting off back here. And yeah, I guess it isn't fantastic to see, but what would be worse was rejecting from this supply just at the top. This is 100% going to be a higher time frame swing. Therefore, it means that this is the highest price that the market wants to go before rejecting potentially downwards. We just don't want to see any rejections. And this is going to be exactly what I mean if you ever hear me say key levels. Just an area over to the left that we don't want to reject from before taking our entry. We either want to see us invalidate that by closing above it, or just not yet reject from it like we're seeing here. We haven't reached that area yet, so it's not our concern right now. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, I'm sure you know all of our other confluences, our area of demand, formed after that strong push to the upside. Our swing of retracement, this is very visual and it's within a nice distance, which is going to form our liquidity. And then market structure breaks liquidity's high, therefore meaning it's going to continue in that bullish direction. After that, we get fantastic movement towards our zone. So when I say that this trade really is clean, I mean it. But this was forming on NFP week. And you may be asking, hasn't the Friday already passed? Because if you didn't know, NFP, which is a majorly impacting news event, which we just want to avoid, is going to be on the first Friday of every month. Now, for some reason, this was postponed until the Wednesday just after. Therefore, we are still in NFP market conditions. This is just a long way of saying that institutional involvement, which is what literally moves the markets, may not have been as strong as usual just due to market hesitancy. And that is exactly what we see here. We get our flip entry since it's a new higher time frame candle. Directional close also works here. It's literally one tick away. With our TPs at a 1 to 3. But a couple candles after, we do just stop out. Now, I know a couple of the VIPs did take a re-entry, which was just a break of candle over here. And like we saw earlier, this did go on to hit that 1 to 2 risk to reward. Personally, I didn't see this as a setup that I wanted to risk 2% on. So I took the L and just went straight onto the next setup, which could have been cleaner. There is going to be infinite opportunities in the market, so you don't need to put a lot of risk on each. But that being said, the VIPs trusted their strategy and they were rewarded. So good shit to them. Now, before we get onto the next trade, if you're ever stuck in a rut with a losing streak, just listen carefully. If you feel like you've been taking a lot of losses, just go back through your recent trades and you'll likely find that you've not taken as many losses as you think. Losses hit our emotions 2 to 3 times harder than winners do, so we just consciously realize them more. If, however, you do look back and you are taking a lot of losses, then there is just likely a flaw in your edge, so take notes on this next breakdown. Now, just remove all of these markings on this trade. I broke this down over in the free Discord, so I recommend going to join that. I have been breaking down a lot of these trades, so there is a lot of value, once again, for free. Now, I didn't want to break down 2 trades on the same instrument, but the value that this one brought us is genuinely just too important to miss. So let's get straight into it. Once again, as you can see, we did get the directional bias correct. The market did not go on to make higher highs and go upwards. We were in the market for sells and price did in fact go downwards, going on to make lower lows. Now, there is one thing in this trade that could have changed the outcome of last week by 5.5%, and that is no exaggeration, so pay attention. Now, unlike the last, this market was so clearly bearish. We are going from the top left of our screen to the bottom right, but what I'm mainly interested in is the fact that we just keep breaking lows. These lows just here, this low just here, as well as making lower highs. Now, if you remember, like I mentioned in the last trade, we aren't specifically rejecting off of any key areas yet, since we are breaking into clear space over to the left. So I'm still completely alright with sells. And if you wanted to add more confluences, we are under the 200 EMA, as you see just here, and the point of control is in favor. I'm not going to go too deep into that in this video. If you are interested on the indicators that I use, I do have resources over in that VIP Discord, but I mean it when I say you can trade this edge without it. Now zooming in, let's see what confluences we have. We have our supply just here with our liquidity on this really clear retracement. As we explained, this is a break of structure to the downside after we form our liquidity, which we need to see, and then we come back up to zone. Now this may be ugly to you may not like to see this, but I really wasn't against it. If we look, these are all just rejections from a potential supply below us, which normal supply and demand traders are going to be getting into, just adding to our liquidity. And that's why I was alright with seeing this. Now we get our entry on the directional close just here. Stop loss above the deepest wick inside of our zone, which was actually at the top of our zone. And when it comes to our TP placements, this is what I'm talking about. So normally we just aim for the 1 to 3 risk to reward, or opposing liquidity if it comes before it. These both just happen to line up in this example, since opposing liquidity would just be here. But if we see what price wants to do, we come down, taking this liquidity just here before going up and stopping us out in just one candle, which is very uncommon to see, let me just say, especially because this is a new 15-minute candle with no bottom wick. But that's not what I want to focus on. This exact same thing happened with a gold trade, which I used as data, and I went break even on this trade after we did take this liquidity. Now I did say that there was an optional close at this 1 to 2, but I really do just like to stick to my rules. But going forward, this is definitely a potential optimization for going break even. Once the market goes on and takes the fake outs opposing liquidity, we go break even and we cut any potential losses. I know that's what me and the VIPs are going to be doing anyway. That being said, the VIPs are still winning. As you see, this was literally yesterday that Mello passed another account, and the insights we get with every win and loss really is just invaluable. So I really do hope to see you over in that VIP so we can go through every win and loss together. Because I mean, I do have separate channels for trade reviews where you can ask me anything, as well as talking every single trading day about the current live markets. I'm literally always active in here, so feel free to ask me anything at all. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I do breakdowns on the trades I take very frequently. If you could like, that would also be much appreciated. And comment what you want to see in the next video. I make these videos for you guys to learn, so I'd like to know what you want to see. I'll see you over in that VIP Discord or in the next video. Peace.